Most AI model comparisons begin with a benchmark chart. That is useful, but it does not answer the question developers actually have. What can I build with this model today? So in this video, I'm going to use MiniMax M3 inside a practical workflow. We'll start with a software task. Give the model the context it needs, let it reason through the problem, and then inspect the output instead of just talking about a score. MiniMax M3 is an open-weight model designed to combine coding and agentic capabilities, a context window of up to 1 million tokens, and native multimodality. The important part is how those capabilities work together. For example, an AI coding assistant may need to understand an entire repository, inspect a screenshot of a failed interface, call tools, and keep track of a long multi-step task. With M3, those inputs can be handled in one workflow. Before we start the hands-on demos, there are two quick things to know. MiniMax has a token plan for developers who use its models regularly. It provides shared usage across the MiniMax model family, including coding and multimodal workloads. And you can connect the token plan API key to tools such as Claude Code. The sponsor is also offering an exclusive 12% discount across the token plan tiers, so check the link in the description before subscribing. Now I'll begin in Claude Code, using it as the AI coding environment for every practical example. I'll configure the MiniMax API, select M3, and send the request through the API from inside Claude Code. We are not going to complete these cases directly inside MiniMax Code or M Code. The point of this video is to show MiniMax M3 powering a real AI coding workflow through its API. Rather than asking for a toy function, let's use a real repository. Inside Claude Code, I'll ask M3 through the MiniMax API to find the source of a failing test, explain the relevant files, propose a fix, and run the validation steps. This is where the model becomes more useful than a benchmark number. We can watch how it breaks down the task, what it reads, which tools it invokes, and whether the final change actually works. Now let's look at the part that makes larger workflows practical: context. In a small project, you can paste a few files into a prompt. In a real code base, the bug may depend on a shared utility, a configuration file, a database schema, and tests located in completely different folders. With M3, the API supports up to a 1 million token context window, with a guaranteed minimum of 512,000 tokens. That gives the agent room to work across a much larger body of material without constantly deleting the earlier context. For this demo, I'll use Claude Code with the MiniMax API configured, then give the agent the repository structure, the relevant source files, the test output, and the issue description. The request goes from Claude Code to MiniMax M3 through the API. Then I'll ask it to trace the problem before making changes, so viewers can see the actual coding environment and the model connection rather than a result produced directly inside M Code. The key thing to watch is not just whether it produces code. Watch whether it keeps the relationships between the files intact. Can it explain where the data enters the system? Can it identify the function that transforms it? Can it connect that function to the failing test? This is useful for several everyday cases: refactoring an older service, migrating an API, understanding an unfamiliar code base, or asking an agent to implement a feature that touches multiple modules. MiniMax Sparse Attention, or MSA, is the architecture behind this long context capability. The practical benefit can focus attention on the parts of a very large context that matter to the current step, instead of treating every token as equally important. For developers, that means the million token context is not just a headline. It is infrastructure for long-range coding and long-horizon agent tasks. The second workflow is a multimodal debugging task. Suppose a web application is technically running, but the interface is broken. The error is visible in a screenshot. A layout has shifted, a chart is clipped, or a form is showing the wrong state. Normally, you might describe the screenshot to a text-only model or send the image to a separate vision model. With M3, multimodality is a native part of the model. Still inside Claude Code, I'll send the screenshot and the relevant code to MiniMax M3 through the API. I'll ask the model to identify the visual problem, connect it to the implementation, and suggest a targeted fix. The important visual is the coding tool receiving the multimodal request and returning the response, not a standalone case completed inside M Code. This is a very practical use case for front-end engineers. The model can look at the rendered result and the source code together. It can reason about the difference between what the browser is displaying and what the component is supposed to do. The same workflow applies to technical diagrams, charts, scanned formulas, and documentation that mixes text with visual information. If you're building an internal tool, reviewing a dashboard, or debugging a mobile interface, you can give the model the visual evidence instead of translating everything into words first. I'll then ask M3 to make the smallest reasonable change, rerun the relevant test or build command, and explain what changed. That final verification step matters. A useful coding workflow is not generate code and hope. It is inspect, change, run, and review. The model can help with each part, but you still verify the result in the environment. Next, I want to show a task that benefits from both long context and agentic execution. Imagine we need to reproduce an academic paper's experiments. The agent has to read the paper, understand the formulas, inspect the existing code, prepare the environment, run experiments, interpret charts, and keep working through failures. MiniMax ran a test where M3 independently reproduced an ICLR 2025 outstanding paper over nearly 12 hours. The workflow produced 18 commits and 23 experimental figures while using the paper, code, logs, formulas, and charts as one connected context. I'm not presenting this as a promise that every task will run unattended for 12 hours. The point is to show the type of workflow M3 is designed to support. For a smaller demonstration, I'll use Claude Code as the agent environment and send the paper, repository, and follow-up requests to M3 through the MiniMax API. First, I'll ask it to summarize the experiment plan. Then, I'll ask it to create a checklist, implement the missing pieces, run the first experiment, and inspect the output. Every step stays visible in the AI coding environment. If a run fails, the agent can read the error, update the code, and try again. If the results do not match the paper, I can ask it to compare the implementation against the methodology and identify the likely source of the difference. This is also useful outside academic research. You could use the same pattern to migrate a service, test a data pipeline, audit a large configuration, or build a proof of concept from a technical specification. The practical advantage is continuity. The model can keep the original requirements, intermediate findings, code changes, and experiment results available while the task develops. M3 also supports tool invocation and multi-step reasoning, so let's put that into a more familiar developer workflow. I'll connect Claude Code to the MiniMax API and give the model access to tools for reading files, running commands, searching documentation, or checking a test environment. Then I'll give it a task such as inspect the issue, search the repository, update the implementation, run the tests, and report the result. The requests and tool using responses should be visible in Claude Code, with MiniMax M3 handling the reasoning through the API. The agent should not call tools randomly. A good workflow makes each action visible. First, it gathers information, then it forms a plan, then it changes the relevant files, finally, it validates the result. That makes the process easier to review and safer to use in production. M3 is available through the MiniMax platform, and the API documentation includes examples for integrating text generation into your application. The open weight release is also available on Hugging Face, which gives teams another option when they need more control over their infrastructure, deployment, or data. You can start with the API to evaluate the model quickly, then consider self-hosting if your workload, privacy requirements, or infrastructure make that worthwhile. The MiniMax token plan is another option for developers who use the model regularly. There are 3 tiers, Plus at $20 a month, Max at $50, and Ultra at $120. The plan supports access across the MiniMax model family, including M3 and other text, image, speech, and music capabilities. The sponsor is also offering viewers an exclusive 12% discount on all token plan tiers. Before choosing a plan, test the model on your own tasks. Run the repository fixes, multimodal debugging examples, or agent workflows that resemble your actual workload. Now we can put the benchmark results in context. M3 reports 59% on SW Bench Pro, 66% on Terminal Bench 2.1, 34.8% on SW Efficiency, 28.8% on Kernel Bench Hard, and 74.2% on MCP Atlas. On BrowseComp, M3 scores 83.5, surpassing the cited Opus 4.7 result of 79.3. Those numbers tell us that M3 is competitive on coding, terminal execution, tool use, and autonomous information retrieval. But the workflow tells us what those capabilities feel like when we apply them to real work. We saw an agent inspect a multi-file repository, use a long context to keep the task coherent, combine screenshots with code during debugging, and work through a long-running research and experimentation process. That is the practical story. M3 is not only a model to compare on a chart. It is a tool you can place inside an AI coding assistant, an agent framework, a research workflow, or a multimodal application. If you want to try it, start at platform.minimax.io, review the text generation documentation, and test M3 against a real task from your own workflow. You can also explore the open weight release on Hugging Face. The 3 links are in the description and pinned comment. Use the code and examples to evaluate the model for yourself, And if the token plan fits your usage, remember that the 12% discount applies to all 3 tiers.